Nice shot. Let's see what you can do now.
Let's go, man.
Don't smile, kid.
How much you want?
All day. Oh, gotta stay down on there.
I got that.
You got what? That's a youngster for you. Just when you thought it was safe to come outside.
Bet you won't score again.
I won't score again? How you like that rainbow? We're not done. Excuse me. Had enough? Well, look here, sucker. You reach, I teach.
We'll see.
Lesson just started.
Come on.
That's ugly.
Could have done.
You should have done.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Who's got next?
Welcome to Shacklestorm NBA, your only source for real basketball. Now, what does it take to be the GOAT? What do you have to sacrifice to transcend basketball to a point where everybody on the face of the earth knows who you are? And in this video, we're going to talk about Skinny Hardaway, the greatest point guard of all time. A man who came from humble beginnings, from a humble family who worked their asses off, sometimes working 2 jobs. And Skinny Hardaway did everything he could in school to not only get good grades and do what he could, but even when he faltered and fell off, his father and his mother were there to capture him and to push him forward, letting him know that failure is just a way to learn better. And that's exactly what happened with Skinny Hardaway. Skinny Hardaway started out life very, very humbly. He lived in a small home, not in a suburban neighborhood. His father, Slim Hardaway, was a factory worker, working his ass off and pretty much picking up Skinny from school, while his mom, Miss Hardaway, was literally a cashier and a nurse. The woman worked 2 jobs, so it was pretty obvious she couldn't pick up Skinny from school. And it was okay because Skinny, when he was hanging out with his dad, they would play basketball at the backside of the factory with the factory workers. Now, Skinny Hardaway is 10 years old and he's playing basketball with grown-ass men, which is insane. Now, Skinny was always obsessed with basketball. He always loved to dribble. He loved to play post-up. He would watch his favorite basketball players like Dr. J, Earl the Goat Manigault, and all of the videos, if you could even get them, of Rucker Park, which were hard to find because the only way you could get video of any of those basketball games was from some of the most well-heeled people in the world. Because honestly, those are the only people that had camcorders, not like the rest of us plebs. So Skinny Hardaway ended up emulating a lot of his favorite heroes. And Skinny Hardaway played with grown men along with his father. And like most young kids, obviously he made mistakes. The grown men got physical with him, pushing him down. And Skinny Hardaway had to refine his game. He had to make his game better and better and better. And it was no doubt that Skinny Hardaway would be on the eyes of scouters like NNB Sports and Trump University, which obviously hired NNB Sports to scout Skinny Hardaway out. And of course, Yob Costas of Clutch Sports. That's right, Yob Costas was around and Clutch Sports was around before Rich Paul. There's a lot of history with that, and in the second video, we're going to talk about Yob Costas and what he did to try to steal Skinny Hardaway away from Trump University and NNB Sports scouting.
But wait, there's more.
Skinny Hardaway's father worked so hard to raise the money to buy his son his first pair of basketball sneakers. And those were Converse Weapons that his favorite player, Dr. J, wore. Now, obviously, he would have loved to take those sneakers and play with Dr. J. He told his father one night, "Dad, I really would like to play against Dr. J, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Earl the Goat Manigault." I would really love to go to Rucker Park one day and show my skills. At that time, Skinny Hardaway was a tender age of 17 years old. And sure enough, his father worked long nights and long weekends, and he got enough money to fly them all the way to New York to play at Rucker Park. And there I was, Morton Shecklestorm, a young Morton Shecklestorm, playing at Rucker Park, dunking all over Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with Earl the Goat Manigault and Dr. J on my team. So we saw Skinny Hardaway, and we could see the gleam in his eye. We knew he wanted to play. So Dr. J knelt down and said, "Hey, young fella, you want to come in and you want to play with us?" And Skinny Hardaway, his heart rate must have went to the moon. There's no doubt that Skinny Hardaway wanted to play with his favorite heroes. So his father, with a huge smile, said, "Go on, son, go out there and show Dr. J and everyone what you got." So on the first play, Skinny Hardaway took the ball in transition, alley-ooped it to me, where I did a kiss the rim dunk, and everybody went wild. Dr. J gave him a look that was like, "Young fella, you ready for the NBA at the age of 17? Unbelievable." And this is why Skinny Hardaway was one of the most sought after recruits for the NBA. He wasn't discovered in college. He wasn't discovered in high school. Skinny Hardaway was discovered on the basketball courts where legends are made. He was discovered on Rucker Park's playgrounds. And all the young kids and everybody wanted a part of Skinny Hardaway. So as time passed and Skinny Hardaway got to know his heroes, he spent more time refining his game. His father struggled and his mother struggled to keep food on the table. But Skinny Hardaway promised that if he ever got into the NBA, that he would bring enough wealth for him and his family that his parents would never have to work again. Of course, Skinny's mother, Miss Hardaway, said, "Son, don't ever allow money or wealth to influence you from doing what's right. At the end of the day, your father and I have worked so hard to make sure that you become a good person, that giving up your life for ours isn't how we taught you. We want you to be the best, but not at the cost of your soul." So when Skinny Hardaway was approached by Yob Costas, his mother knew that there was something wrong. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. How Yob Costas tried to tempt Skinny Hardaway to becoming a Clutch Sports client before anybody ever knew what Clutch Sports was. And Skinny Hardaway, being taught by his mother and father, made the right decision, knew exactly what to do. And in the end, we all know where he ended up. He ended up where the money's at, and that's with me, Morton Shecklestorm, and Trump University. So, guys, I hope you wear your sneakers, and I hope you keep it shalom.